Hey, what's going on guys? Today I'll show you how to make a 100% custom single blog page for your WordPress website using Elementor. If you look at the default design of a single blog page, which may look something like this, it's not really very attractive to impress your visitors, and this also doesn't have so much customization option to change this design. So I'll show you how to make a fully custom design for your single blog page by using the Elementor Pro Page Builder. I'll also show you how you can make a custom banner where you can show your post title, the featured image, or the post metadata like the post date, author, the category. Then we will create a post content section where you can make multiple columns, more complex layout, and put advanced element inside that, rather than just writing a simple plain text. I'll also show you how you can add an author box and a social media share button so people can share your article to the social media. And we will also see how we can add a related post section at the bottom of our page. So without wasting a single moment, let's see how can we make that. So here you can see this is the default look of our single blog post page, which is not looking so great. So we will replace this with our custom design. So for this, first of all, we need to create a single blog post template. If we go to our dashboard and here under templates, let's go to this theme builder option and go to the single post tab. And by the way, this theme builder option is only available for Elementor Pro. So if you still doesn't have Elementor Pro, you can purchase this through my link in the description, which is my affiliate link. So you don't have to pay anything extra, but I will get a small amount of commission when you purchase through my link. I really appreciate this because that really inspired me to make more helpful content on this YouTube channel. Okay, now to create the custom template, let's click on this add new button and here give you name of our template and click on create template. Let's close this. And here, first of all, I want to create a banner with our post title and our featured image. So let's click on this plus icon and take an one column layout. So here, go to this widget area and I want to insert our post title. So let's drag this widget to here and you can see this is our post title. So on this preview, this post title is basically comes from our this latest blog post title here. And this template is not only for our this latest blog post, this template will be applied for all of our single blog post. So like this title, if you want to add the image, you can also do that. Here is an widget featured image. Let's drag this under here. And this is the featured image for this post. So if we go to this post here, you can see this image is basically comes from the featured image. So here, if we go to this widget area, here we can see under this single category, here all of these widgets are basically the dynamic widget. Here is post excerpt, the post content, the author box, the post info. Basically these widgets are show your post dynamic content inside the single blog post template. So like if we want to add this post info under this heading here you can see some information about this post and you can also edit this. So here I don't want this time, the comments, and also close this. I only want to show this date. And from this add item button, you can also add another data. Like I want to show the category. So for this, let's select this term and from the taxonomy, select the category. And from here, you can also sort these items by dragging this up and down. Okay, that's great. But first of all, we need to design our banner to make it look good. So first of all, let's go to this section settings and I want to add a dark background. From here, let's select a color to fully black. And for this heading, I want to make its color to fully white. Then from the typography, let's make its font to this Poppins font and also increase the font size to 65 pixel. And here for this section, we want to add some padding. So at the top, make it 150 and also the bottom. Then for this post info widget, we also want to make its font to Poppins. But here basically for our whole website, we want to use this Poppins font. So for that, what I want to do, I want to set this Poppins font from my global settings. Okay, first of all, let's publish this. Click on Save and Close. And if we go to the global settings, from this corner here, go to Site Settings, go to Global Fonts. And from here, we will set all of this font to the Poppins. Also this one. Okay, you can see our font here has already been changed to the Poppins. So now click on the update and close this. Now here we don't want these icons. So first of all, let's remove this. Set the icon to none, and also for this, make it to none, and also change its color to fully white. So from this text, let's make it to white and also increase the font size. And here we need some space between these items, so go to the list, and from here you can control this space, make it to 30, and then under here this is the image, but we cannot see it properly. We need to set and width of this to 100%, and from here you can also set an height of this image. So if you make it to 600, that's okay, but here you can see this image looks a little bit shrink from the top to bottom. So to get rid of this, we need to make this object fit to the cover. So when you make it to cover, you can see some portion of this image has been cut down, but it will fill this whole height and width of this area when you make it to cover. Okay, here setting the height is optional, but here if you want to keep all of your dynamic images at the same height, you can do that from here. Okay, then here I want some space between this image and this text. So let's go to this post info widget, and from the advanced, I want some bottom margin. Okay, now this banner looks good. So here if we go to this widget area, here you can see all of these widgets. Here are the dynamic widget, but not only this, we can also make a normal widget and can also make it to dynamic. So if we take this heading widget and go to this dynamic tag option, from here you can see here are also some dynamic option. Like if we make it to post ID, you can see instead of an static text, we can here see the ID of our post. Okay, but I don't want to show this ID here, so let's delete this. And not only for the widgets, you can also show these dynamic things for your columns or the sections. Like here if we go to this section, and here on style, on this background image, here you can also see this dynamic tag option. So if you click on this, here we can also set the featured image as this section's background image, which is cool. So basically you can just play around with different widget and put your post dynamic content anywhere of your page. So I want to delete this, and let's go to our next section. So after this banner, here I want to add our post content section. So let's take again an one column layout, and inside this section I want to add this widget, the post content. Let's drag this to here, and here you can see the content inside this blog post. So this content is basically comes from the content inside this blog post, which I have built by using the default Gutenberg editor. So if you want to change this content, you need to do that from this editor here. But if you want, you can also edit your post content by using the Elementor editor. So I'll also show you in a moment. Right now, let's go back to our post template. And here I wanna give some space at the top. So go to this advanced settings of the section, make it to 150. The bottom, make it to 30 pixel. And from this layout tab, we will also set a width of this 1000 pixel. And instead of a fixed width, if you want to make it to full width, you can also do that from here. But I would like to make it to this fixed width. And here if we go to this widget settings, here are some basic options to change the design of the content inside that. Like if you want to change the color of this font, you can do this from here. Okay, I want to make it to fully black. And from the typography, I want to set its line height 2 or 1.9. Okay, that looks great. Okay, so after our content, here I want to include an author box. So for this, here let's create a new section, and inside that let's add this author box widget. Here for this widget, we also want to align this with our blog content. So make the section's width to again 1000 pixel, and here let's set a background color for this author box. So from this advanced, go to background and make it to fully black, but I want to make it this transparent. Let's give some padding, make it to 50, and here let's change this title color. So from the style, let's go to this text, and I want to make this to fully black, and for this let's make it to this color. Okay, but here before this author box, I want to add an text. So let's drag this heading widget to here and change this text to, let's make it to smaller font size, and also make the color to fully black. Okay, our author box section has been done. Now after that, here I want to add some social share icons. So for this, let's search for share buttons and drag this under here, and I want to keep this to default, but let's make the alignment to center, and here before that let's add an text, and let's make its alignment to the center, make its color to black, the font size to 18 pixel. Here at the bottom, let's reduce this gap, so give some negative bottom margin, and here from this author box we also need some space. Great. So after that, here I want to add some recent post, which is basically comes from the same category of this current post. So for this, let's add an section here, and here search for the post widget. Let's drag this one, this post widget, to inside this section, and here right now this widget is showing all of the blog posts, but we don't want that. So for this, let's go to this query and go to this source option, make it to the related, and from the included by option, I want to select this term, and from the term, let's select it to categories. So now here it will show the post which belongs in the same category of our current post. Okay, so from the layout option, I want to limit this only 3 posts. And here are some more customization options. Like here you can see the image resolution is 300 by 300. So that's why you can see it looks a little bit blurry. So I want to make it too large. And from here you can show or hide any specific portion of this single post content. So like here I don't want to show this comment count for the post. So let's delete this from here. And from the style tab, I want to make some style for this. So go to this content, and first of all I want to make the title color to fully black and also increase the font size. And here these two texts look so close, so make some space between them. For this metadata, I want to also set its color to the black color and also make some space here. Then here I also want to change this read more color to this black color, and from this typography, let's also increase the font size and make it to bold. Okay, and here we also don't want this icon after this read more button. So let's go to the content, and here you can see this read more text. We will remove this part from here. Okay, now this looks cool. But at the top and bottom we need some space, so go to the section's advanced settings and give some padding. But at the top I wanna increase that to 100 pixel. Okay, and lastly here I also want to add an heading, so let's drag an heading and let's write down this. From the style, let's make its color again black, and from the typography make it more bold and make it bigger. Give some space at the bottom, make it to 10 pixel. Okay, now our this related post section also looks great. So lastly, to save these changes, click on this update button, and here we need to add a condition to display this template. I want to show this template for all of my single blog post. So let's select the post and click on save and close. Now from our dashboard, here if we go to any of our blog post like this post or this post, here we can see our template has been applied for this post, which looks good. And if we go to our another post, here we can see a different title for this post, a different featured image, but the template of this page is same for all of our blog posts. So right now this looks great for our desktop device. So let's quickly check this for our tablet and mobile device. Go to this responsive mode option and go to this tablet device. Okay, first of all, here I want to decrease the font size of this text. So here let's make it to 50 pixel, and I also want to reduce the padding for this section 100 at the top and bottom. But on the left and right you can see this space looks so narrow, so I want to give a 10 pixel of padding on the both side. Okay, now this looks better. And here for this image I also want to reduce the height, so make it to 450 pixel. Then here everything looks okay, but we need to reduce the padding here. So for this section and also for this author section I want to add some padding. But here you can see for our this paragraph it looks a little bit small on the tablet device, so we need to increase this. Let's make it to 16 pixel. Okay, now this looks great. And for our related post, this is also looks fine. So let's go to our mobile device, and here I also want to reduce this font size furthermore, make it to 35 pixel. And I also want to reduce the padding for this section at the top and bottom. And here for this image I also want to reduce the height. Okay, this looks great. Here also let's reduce the space. And here for this author box it looks broken, so we need to fix that. So to fix that, if we go to here and go to this content tab, we need to make this layout different for our mobile device. We need to make this image above of our text. But here's the problem is this layout option is not responsive. So if we go to our desktop, here we can see this option is also applied for all of our devices. So to fix this, we need to go back to the default option, and here I just want to duplicate this author box. And for the first one, I want to show this on our tablet and desktop device. Go to the responsive option and hide this on mobile. And for the second one, we only want to show this on mobile. So let's hide this on our desktop and tablet. And now again go back to this mobile responsive mode. So from here for this widget, I want to make its layout to this above and also reduce the padding here. Make it to 20 pixel, and for the margin I also want to reduce that. So at the bottom let's make it to 30 pixel and go to this content tab. Let's make all of the content to align center. Okay, now looks good. Then here for this mobile device I want to reduce its font size 30 pixel, and our related post section looks good. We don't have to do anything with that. So now if we hide this editing panel, we can see our page looks really very cool. And also for tablet, this looks great. And also for desktop, it also looks perfect. So now here for this post, we have made this post content by using the default Gutenberg editor. So let's now create a new post, and we will make this by using our Elementor page builder. So here if we go to our post, and here for our this post I want to make its content with Elementor. So let's click on this, and click on edit with Elementor. And here let's delete this content, and here I want to start from scratch. So here if you want to add any text, you can use the Elementor text editor widget. So let's drag this to add some content, and let's add some dummy content here. Okay, so like this text, if you want to add a 2-column layout inside your post content, you can also do that. So for this you need to add an inner section, and inside that if you want to add an image, you can also use this image widget. I'd like to add an image box, so let's search for this image box widget and drag this inside our first column. And here I don't want this description, I only want to add the title here. Okay, and from here let's upload an image. From this style tab, I want to make its percentage to 100%. And if we go to the advanced settings, from the positioning, here we can also set an width for this widget. So I want to make it a custom width 340 pixel, and for this text I want to make it to the black color. So here make it to black and reduce the size to 16 pixel, make the alignment to the left side. So basically here I want to make an gallery of images. So for this let's duplicate this image, and for this one I want to change this image. Okay, and here I want to keep some gap between these two images. So for the first image box, make some bottom margin 50 pixel, and here I want to do the same with our this column. So from here I just want to duplicate this whole column and delete this remaining column. So right now what I want to do for our these two images, I want to take it at the center of our this section. So for this let's go to this column settings, and here make the horizontal align at the end of our column. So now these images are at the middle of our section, but you can see this is not really looks so cool. So to make it look better, here on the left column I want to add some top padding. So go to this column settings and go to advanced, and at the top I wanna make 50 pixel of padding, and here on the left side we make the gap to 30 pixel, and also for this one on the right side let's make it to 30. Okay, and here for these two bottom images we will reduce the width. So from the advanced, go to the positioning again and make the width to 225 pixel, and I want to do the same with this one. So let's copy the style from here and paste it for this one. And here for these two images, let's quickly change its content. Okay, we have added our images. So after that, if we want to add another paragraph, we can easily duplicate that from here, and we can drag this here after this inner section. But you can see here we need some gap, so we can make some margin for this inner section. From the advanced, let's make the margin to 90 pixel. Right now that looks okay. So by following this same process, let's also quickly some more content inside our this blog post. Okay, now we have added some more content inside our this post. Here we have also take an inner section, and here we have add some image and also some text on the right side, and this is also an image. Here we also create an 3-column layout by using the Elementor basic gallery widget. Here is a list. We have made this by using the icon list widget. So basically by using the Elementor widgets, you can make more custom layout and you have more control over your design, which you cannot get when you are using the default Gutenberg editor. So if you want to create an article which is really very simple, you just want to include some simple text and the images, then you can use the Gutenberg editor. But when you really want a really complex layout, in that case you can enable the Elementor editor for that specific post. So right now everything looks great for our this post, but here if we look at closely to our paragraph, here you can notice our paragraph does not get our this global color. We have set this color from our this post content widget. So first of all, let me save this, And if you go to this edit single post and from this widget, so from here you can see we have set the black color here. So when we set the color from here, this is not really work for this post which we have created by using the Elementor editor. So for this we can also set that color from another place. So first of all, let's refresh this. And here I want to go to the global settings, go to the site settings, then global colors. And here you can see that text color is set to this kind of gray color. So if we change it to this black color, so now we can see our global paragraph color will also be changed for our this post. And from these global settings you can also do some other thing, like here you can see we have created a link inside our blog post. So if we want to change its colors, we can also do that from this typography option. Here is the option to set the link color. If we make it to red, we can make that, or on the hover if we want to change its color, like on hover we want to make it to green. Okay, you can see this color has been controlled from this option. Okay, but I want to keep it to the default because this looks so weird. I like the default color. So let's save our global settings and then again go back to our editor. So now let's check our content if it's responsive for our tablet and mobile device. Go to this tablet device here, and here everything looks good. We don't need to do anything. But here for this image you can see it is not properly aligned with our this paragraph, because here we have taken this image inside an inner section. So when we take an inner section, some additional padding also has been added because of this column inside that. So here this column has by default 10 pixels of padding. We need to remove that. So from the column settings, let's make it to 0 for our tablet device, and also for our this second column let's also make this to 0. But at the top here make some gap to 30 pixels. Okay, now here everything looks good. So basically here you don't need to do so much thing with the design of your blog post content. You just need to adjust the spacing between the items and make sure that looks good. So finally let's check this on our mobile device. So here for this section I want to make all of the images to full width. So go to this image box settings, and from the positioning let's make the width to full width, and also for this one full width. Okay, now this looks great. And if you feel like to adjust the spacing between the items, make sure to adjust them for your tablet and mobile devices. Okay, this looks good. This one is also good. Perfect. Okay, so after creating your post, you can see this is one of our single blog post. So if you want to edit this post content, here you need to click on this edit with Elementor link. But when you want to edit this single post template, you can also edit that from this link, this single post. Okay. So that's how you can make this beautiful single blog page in Elementor. If you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you want me to help you for your WordPress related project, feel free to contact me through my website, which is makedreamwebsite.com. I'll try my best to help you. That's it for today. I'll see you on my next video.